Back. We continue today our series in TypeScript tutorials. We in this series basically we answer um, uh, questions that maybe appear in interviews that are related to TypeScript. In this one, we have a quite common question, which is what are the differences between classes and interfaces? The classes and interfaces are fundamental constructs in TypeScript, and they serve different purposes. And we want to talk about the differences between them. The first thing I like to start with the definition. Um, so definition in the class, we do like the class. Class, it will be like a person, and we have an object. We have yeah, something like that, a name, and we will have, maybe we could have a method that have like say hello, and this one is like yep, it's it returns hello dot this name, and we say that it returns string, and yeah, or maybe it's a void, so basically it doesn't return anything. Maybe it console log something. And if we try to define interface, so we'll have interface person, for example. We'll have name and say hello, and it returns string, or maybe you can assign it as void. And the initiation in let's call it instantiation. The class, you can create an instance object of a class using the new keyword. Like for example, we will have let person equals new person, for example. And the interface, you cannot create an instance of an interface. It's only used for defining the shape of the object. So we have this person, and we can just give it this shape. And this is how the class and interfaces work with each other. Interfaces, let's talk about the inheritance. And the class or classes support inheritance. You can, let's just, for example, let me talk about here. No, let's talk, this was the initiations. Sorry. And yeah. And we want to talk about the inheritance. And in the inheritance, the classes support inheritance. You can extend a class to create a subclass that inherits properties and methods from the subclass. Inheritance in the interface, on the other hand, do not support inheritance directly, but you can extend or implement multiple interfaces by but they don't have a hierarchical structured like classes. So for example, I could create a new class. Yeah, this one. For example, I have employee, it extends person, and I'm adding a new to it, which will be salary, and I'm taking things as super. And actually, we could talk about the super method in another video. And yeah, right now we want to talk about the inheritance. And the inheritance here, it basically we can extend, but we don't have the hierarchical like no inheritance. It's not inheritance. We have extension, but we don't inherit the other solutions. Like for example, has I student, it's from I person, but we add to it new things. We want to talk about the implementation for. So when it comes to implementation, a class provides a concrete implementation of properties and methods. You can create objects from class with a fully implemented behavior. And the interface, an interface doesn't provide an implementation. It only defines the structured and methods signatures. Implementing an interface requires providing the actual implementation in a class. So, for example, we will have a class here. Let's say that we have this class. And from this class, we will have we should return, yeah. And we have implements interface iPerson, which have name with public, and we have like, for example, we could have like a salary, or like any way we can have like a number, and after that we can just allow them. Yeah, you know what, there is no need to create another one. We can just took the implementation up here, yeah, directly. So basically here in the implementation, a class provides a concrete implementation of the properties and methods. As you can see here, you can create objects from classes with the full implementation behavior. Another way that the interface, an interface doesn't provide an implementation. It only defines the structured and methods signature. And this is the key difference. That the interface, it's just a contract that the show you how the object or the variable should look like. And it's like a blueprint for that contract or for that structure. We have the modifiers, like I said, you can access modifiers like public, private, protected, and to control the visibility and accessibility of the class. The interface members are always public. There is nothing like you can have a number called balance here, and it will be private. You could have something public, you can have something protected, but in the interface it doesn't. No, you don't have that. And I guess I guess that's it. These are the key differences between the classes and interfaces, and the main thing that to talk about interfaces. And the main thing that to talk about here is that the classes provides a concrete implementation of properties and method, and you can create objects from the classes with the full implementation behavior. So basically, the classes is a blueprint for creating objects, and it can define both with structure, properties and method, and the behavior of the object. The interface is a contract that defines the structured properties and methods signature, but doesn't provide an implementation. It describes what an object should look like. That's the key difference between both of them. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope you like my content. If you like my video, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a video, and see you guys in future problems.